Following recent growth in the diversity of storage applications, how are Secure Logiq and Toshiba continuing to provide resilient and reliable solutions to the sector? Well, here to discuss this is Rainer Werner of Toshiba Europe and Ben Yoxall, Global Sales Director at Secure Logiq. Rainer, I think I'd like to pose that question to you at Toshiba first, if we may.
Thank you, Peter. Well, to provide resilient and reliable storage solutions, the most important component, I would say, is the hard disk drive, because we need many of them to store the data, and the hard disk drive is the only technology to store this large amount of online data that we are talking about. So within the hard disk drives, of course, we need a high capacity, because with the high capacity, we can do this high amount of storage, and also we need a low power consumption because of the hard disk drives play this major role, and they contribute to kind of half of the weight and half of the power consumption of the enterprise storage solutions. What we also need for the hard disk drives is a high reliability over a long service time. So the hard disk drives have a service time of 5 and more years. And we also have confirmed low field failure rates. It's not only that in the data sheets, the failure rate is listed as ways less than 1%, but also we see this confirmed in the field, and that's important for a reliable storage solution. Finally, important for the hard disk drives is also some kind of agility and performance. And it's not only the sequential performance to store the video and camera data, like it was in the past. So their hard disk drives were seen as kind of secondary or nearline storage, optimized for some sequential performance, but not for real online transactions. Nowadays, our hard disk drives have been optimized and will be further optimized for additional tasks, online services, artificial intelligence, video analytics, big data analytics, and so on. And as we are talking about systems of many hard disk drives, although the hard disk drive is ways slower than an SSD, which would be an alternative storage component, we have many hard disk drives always in parallel. And combining them in the right way, like Secure Logiq does, we can also show some great performance of hard disk drives arrays that make them very competitive for this large online storages.
Rainer, thank you for giving us the Toshiba position. Ben, would you expand out from your side at Secure Logiq?
Yeah, if we talk about diversity of storage, there are two subjects that crop up quite often. They are cloud storage and all-flash or SSD storage. So with cloud storage, we are ready for when it's finally here and it arrives, but at the moment we just don't see it with large camera counts. The commercial cloud storage offering is too expensive, and the network infrastructure is generally speaking not ready for large storage counts. We're completely agnostic. Whether we install our equipment on premise or in the cloud doesn't matter to us, but what we're finding is that the price point isn't quite there for the customer yet. And it's a very similar story with SSD or all-flash storage. There is a technical limitation to flash storage with how many times you can write to it. So with a high density, high write environment, it might not be technically feasible to do it, and that's not changing anytime soon. But there are two way bigger limitations, and one is the cost of the drives. Cost of flash storage is so much more expensive than a traditional hard disk drive. And storage sizes are a lot smaller. It's very unusual to find a flash storage drive bigger than 6 or 8 terabytes. Whereas with the Toshiba enterprise drives, we're currently using 18, we'll be using 20 very soon, and by 2026, we'll be using 35 terabyte drives from Toshiba. So at the moment, we are ready when it's available, but technologically and price-wise, neither of the options really work in today's market.
Thank you, Ben. Thank you, Rainer. It's been good to understand your position on this matter, and I appreciate you taking time to speak with the audience at Security on Screen. Thank you.